Hey everyone, this is Zan. It's been a minute, and I'm coming back because I found out that there is a patch 6.3. Everyone is calling it the Moose Patch. There's a lot of changes on it, and we even have a new nation in the late age, my favorite age. And so I kind of want to go over the patch notes, but I know that a lot of people are probably here to look at the nation first. They've probably seen all the patch note videos. I haven't seen those videos. I've been working all week, so I'm going to go ahead and just go straight into the nation itself and drop my opinions. I played a little bit of them today during lunch, but mostly outside of seeing, spoilers being posted on Discord or talking about it and stuff like that. I don't really know what we're getting into here. So, starting, Zemaitia is a woodland realm of harsh winters and short summers inhabited by humans and Chudes. I hope that's how you pronounce that. They are an exalted race of great strength and beauty. Once the Chudes were at war with the Vanir, but with the arrival of the Black Knights, all changed. While some of their kin allied with the Vanir to fight the Black Knights, the Chudes of Zemaitia withdrew and defended their forest home. But the Black Knights were unstoppable and the Chude armies were defeated. The knights entered the heart of the forest and erected the mighty fortress Vedun, or Vedun. I don't know, pronunciation is fun. Where the Dwemer of the land was the strongest. But over the time, the Chudes regrouped. For a time, Fort Vedun stood fast, but as the war against Vanarus dragged on, the Iron Kingdom withdrew. So Fort Vedun was left to defend itself and became isolated in a hostile land steeped in magic, which the Olmishmen do not like, with their low magic resistance. The fortress and its inhabitants were slowly transformed by the magic of the Dream Wild, and the last human Hockmeister struck a deal with the Chudes and swore them allegiance. I feel like swore allegiance to them would be better. With the aid of the Black Knights, the Chudes of Zemaitia defended their forests from the nascent Vanarusian kingdom, and for centuries, the Zemaitians went into hiding. I feel like this last area of the paragraph is a little rough. When Vanarus eventually crumbled and human princes replaced the last of the Van Jarls, the Chudes of Zemaitia and their Sylvan knights emerged from their sequestration and challenged the princes of Bogarus. And I can bet you this nation could probably wipe the floor with anything Bogarus can do. Probably. Okay, so we have a race of humans and Chudes. Zemaitian people have partial cold resistance and prefer cold scale of +1, which is kind of dangerous in the late age. So their military is human medium infantry, Chude warriors, skin shifters, and sacred sylvan knights. They specialize in nature, glamour, earth, with some skills in air and fire, and they have the summonable beings of Rus. I'll probably have to go to the Rus screen to see what those actually are. So there's too many. Their priests are weak. They get additional cold and magic limit. They have primitive forts, which for the late age means castles. And they start with a citadel, so that's pretty good. And the temples are cheaper in forests. Okay, cool. So, kind of if we were doing an at a glance, this is kind of a live at a glance with no editing so that I don't stutter. Let's look through it. So, we have a scout that is forest recruit, which is pretty good, actually. A chieftain who is leadership efficient. Say 60 gold for 75 is pretty good. And they're stealthy. Not bad, has a shield. The Sinunis. So the hell? Oh, this guy's a really good leader, but he's a shitty priest. 2 recruitment points. Okay. I mean, it's not awful. Kind of expensive, but it's not awful. The Bedin. That's not good. That's kind of awful. Right? You have okay, yeah, that's kind of awful. Okay, so this guy exists. Venom Mage Smith. 185 TCP. Oh, you can lead troops. That's not bad. Earth 2 is good. Hello, Darkside Cookies. I'm just I'm kind of going through the roster since I haven't been I haven't really had a chance to play this yet. This looks pretty good. 185 for an Earth 2. Good as is. They get a random. I guess the Earth Fire random is good. Earth Nature random can be good. You can get nature pelts, and if you boost up nature, you can do fancy magic. Earth Glamour, I mean, there's that one Earth Glamour booster. And then he has a resource bonus of 10, which is good, and a forge bonus of 1. So he's not an almost smith, but this is already really good. This is really good. Map move 16, really good. Okay. Stealthy researcher to hold lanterns. I don't know that he's awful. I mean, yeah, but if your measurement is if you can hold lanterns, I mean, but I guess yeah, like if you're gonna lose a fort, you can have all these guys just walk away. So I guess that's an advantage that he has stealth. Okay, fair. Fair. Chewed Sinunius. Is this guy capital and non-fort forests? Okay, these guys are. Oh, this is also forest recruit. Okay, so if you lab a forest, you can make these guys. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You can forest recruit these guys. Not these guys though, but that's okay. Okay, so chewed Sinunius. 215. Oh, they both have the same price, but one has magic. This guy's recruit any fort. This guy, you can get it in non-fort forests. So out of okay, so okay. Okay, so I guess this guy's harder to get. So that's why they're the same gold cost, even though he can cast magic. Oh, he's also a worse leader. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit right there. This guy's a better leader than this guy. That's not bad. He does come with magic that's not particularly helpful, but he can research on his spare time. He has map move 14. They both do. Okay, that's not bad. All right, and the moose. Everyone's going crazy about these. Rope Man, you say that there's conversation about the Smiths being recruitable and everywhere, maybe change because of lore. I'm assuming these are cap only at this point. If you're forced to recruit this guy in all of your forts, like if this is your only fort option, that's kind of bad. Um, I don't. I mean, maybe there's like national spells. Stealthy priest is always useful. Yeah, but he's a 200 gold for a stealthy H1 is insane. Antlered Hawkmeister. So 300 gold, 92 resource. Jesus. Map move 20 is good though. This is cap only. Okay, this is cap only. So okay, that's not bad. 22 hit points for. I guess they're not humans; they're chutes, right? That's pretty good. 23 protection because. Oh, this like middle age Olm gear. That's pretty good. What if we had a Black Knight and just made it better in every way? Okay. Not as good a leader. Okay, so the best leader is still this guy. That's pretty good. He's got basic magic. Pretty good stats. Magic power. It affects the stealth value of sneaking units. I didn't know that. Okay, so yeah, magic power on this guy who has not awful stats. He's a shitty researcher. I mean, but I don't think you're gonna make these guys to research. Yeah, he has 0 natural protection. Yeah, because this is just the middle age Olm armor. And the moose, 42 hit points. Jesus Christ. 8 magic resistance, magical barding as well. Okay, so 6 natural protection. Jesus, this is very strong. 8 magic resistance for a mount is really good. This is really good. Holy shoot. So 18 damage on each attack comes with 14 attack skill already. This is very good. This is very, very good. Okay, so this is. I guess let me look at the unit version. Let me stop looking at the commander. Okay, so the unit version of this. I'm getting distracted by the moose, but whatever. This isn't the official at a glance, so it's okay if I ramble. So the unit version of this is 2 holy points. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. 20 hit points on the dude with a crap ton of armor. Good MR, good stats, the same magic power. Really hard hitting here. 18 map move. 67, 92. Okay, so you're not getting a lot of these regardless of them being 2 holy points. It's the same moose though. Okay, so 3 attacks per square. And then you can put, because they're only size 6, then you can put someone else in there. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Magic power. So this guy can get to like 17, 23. The moose is loose. 42 base HP is a lot. Yeah, this is crazy, right? If I back up, just this is more for me, so that I know what I'm comparing it to. Oh no, not this guy. They're sacred in the late age. Okay, so 50% more cost, I guess, than this dude. But they have 30% more hit points, 30% more magic resistance, kind of the same stats. I think the other one has better attack skill and worse defense skill. Almost double the hit points on the horse. Almost double on the horse. But these are 2 to square. 2 to a square. The other dude is 1 to a square. You're saying compare it to the Paren unit? Yeah, sure. I don't even remember what those guys... I remember they're strong as hell. Okay, so this guy is almost the same gold cost. Has significantly more defense skill, though. I think the Moose Knight has like 11 defense skill. 2 less protection, about the same everything else. Half the cost. About the same damage output. 13 magic resistance on the mount is really good. But there's no like this is useless. This is useless. I think the moose is the star of the show. The moose is literally hitting as hard as this guy is, but with 14 or 15 attack skill, and they have 2 attacks. One of them is slashing, which is really good. This mount just kind of exists, and then it has good magic resistance, and it's kind of there. The moose, I think, is going to be the real killer. This guy's not bad, but obviously the gold cost is similar, but you're expected to have twice as many of these guys as the other guys. I think, yeah, this is pretty good. This looks pretty good. If you take larger, you get a full square with a berserker. I was actually thinking, Cookies, for doing against the AI, I was actually thinking of taking larger with these guys, because I want a minimal bless so that I can see everything else on the nation. But looking in depth on the actual stats, I think it's the moose that's really, really good. Like this is, yeah, like that's a lot of attack damage coming out. This guy just happens to be there. Well, maybe not. Maybe because he has magic power. But my initial thought is that this guy just happens to be there. It's the moose that's gonna fuck shit up. And then the 8 magic resistance is pretty good because that's the 8 magic resistance is not bad because remember it's a mount, right? And the mounts have in Dominion 6 that nature spell that you bump up their magic resistance. So if you cast that, you have 10 magic resistance, and then you find a way somehow to cast anti-magic, and you'll have 14, which is fine. That's super fine. Nicolin Rucker. Hey, it's been a while. I recognize your name. You're saying take 2 MR? I mean, I guess. I think Scales is the best for the nation. Your fort mages aren't sacred, and so they take a lot of money. We'll see. I haven't finished the mages yet, but I do feel like this would benefit a lot from larger because they clearly don't care about the defense skill with that many hit points and armor. And this guy's going to be 3 attacks in that square on his own. So large is going to do good on them. It's going to bump up to 20 map move. 20 hit points would go to 20, 26. 42 hit points would go to 56. Right? 30% of 42 is 14? 14, 28. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's finish the mages because then I want to finish the mages, then do the units, theory craft a little bit, and then we'll talk about the patch, and then we'll jump into the game. That way we can like simmer. We can simmer with everything we theory crafted on. All right, so the next mage can be recruited in the capital and non-fort forest. Okay, so forest recruit, but also capital. 375 is expensive. Okay, but he's got good hit points. He wears armor. Not bad stats. 16 magic resistance, pretty good. Acceptable morale, I would say. Not a leader. 18 map move though. That's a lot of map move. That's pretty good. Earth 1, Nature 2 is already a really good mage. Then they have Glamour 1. Holy 1. He has a Battle Axe. Okay. How many scales can you get with +2 MR and larger? No other heavy cav? I think the Moose Cav are worth making even without a bless. So let me see. Okay, so the randoms on this guy. So again, let me look at this one more time. Earth, Nature, Glamour, Fire, Air, Earth, Glamour. Okay, so he cannot get to Nature 3, but we could have an Earth 2 or a Glamour 2. Okay, that's really good already. Then we get Air Magic. It's only Air 1. I mean, Air Magic in general is really good because you can put gems on them and do Gift of Flight, and that's really good for popping forts. And then Fire 1. So you would get Earth Fire is a good combo. Nature Fire, I think you just make ants. Glamour Fire, I don't even know if they have spells together. Um, okay, the Fire 1 I guess exists. I'm excited for the other 3 paths. But regardless, I mean this is cap only 375 gold is a lot. Okay, and then this is the real cap only mage. Let me catch up with you guys. Reminds me of EA Ulm's Antlered Shamans, but a bit wider and less reliable. Gaia Power needs N3E1. Yeah. So you just give him a gem, and then he can Gaia Power. And now he's permanently, or permanently for the battle, he's going to be an N3. So that's pretty good. That this is like a really good mage to have. It's like a, it's like a really poor pan. Well, I guess it's a pan who decided to do magic diversity instead of just more earth and nature. So it's a pretty good option to have this. You're saying EA Ulm's Antlered Shamans? I think they got buffed in 6, so I don't remember them. Um, I mean, honestly, they're almost the same gold cost, which is kind of crazy. Uh, yeah, but this guy can get more Earth. This guy can get Earth 3, Nature 3, or a cross path, which I guess this guy's more focused on Earth and Nature, whereas the I don't even know, the Zemaitian guy has more variety. Oh gosh, has more variety. Anyways, let's look at this guy's got antlers. Okay, so this guy is the actual cap only, slow to recruit. Same at move, really good stats, has a battle axe. High hit points for just like a dude. This is pretty good. 460 is fine. We're in the late age, so who cares? Really good magic resistance, really good morale. Can't lead troops. That's kind of important. So same paths as the other guy, but guaranteed to have glamour too, and then you get a random. Oh, and you have more randoms. So Earth, Nature, Glamour, Earth, Nature, Glamour. Okay, so we're looking at an Earth 2, a Nature 3, or a Glamour 3. He werebears. Oh, he's a were moose. He were mooses, Ballin. Okay, anyways, Earth 2, Nature 3, Glamour 3. Or any of those paths with air. Okay, that's not bad. I wonder because okay, so glamour air you can do the sleep clouds, nature air. I think you can do the poison clouds. That's not bad. And then this guy for sure can craft the earth glamour boosters. Yeah, he can do the earth glamour booster. That's usually hard to craft. So that's pretty cool. He's also got magic power. He's a freaking weremoose. Isn't Glamour Fire all? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, Ballin. Fire and Glamour, and its primary path, which is the button for spells. None from this screen. Spells is S. Probably enchantment. Its primary path. Okay. Oh, okay. You're right, Ballin. Okay, so even the other guy, they can paint all on their dudes. That's a pretty good one. That's what the fire random is going to be for. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so this is their mage lineup. In Dominion 6, I really liked foreign recruit. So having foreign recruit mages is already good, which was this guy who does not need a temple, but I mean you have cheap temples in forests anyways. You can foreign recruit this guy who is an okay commander, but also a priest. You cannot foreign recruit. You can foreign recruit this guy, and he's 2 CP. Um, I guess you can get screwed by the terrain, but I feel like if you can forest recruit this guy, why do you make this guy? I guess as an alternative to this guy if you're not in a forest, or to hold lanterns. They have really capable. You fort trees as Zemaitia? Do you? But then you can't recruit this guy. Then you can't recruit this guy if you fort the trees. Huh. Okay. Well, let's move. This is again. This is the first time I'm kind of looking at this, so I don't know what we're expecting here. So they get a crossbowman who actually has an arbalest. Okay. Casual arbalister. Not what I would have expected. Shitty map move. Wait. They still have the magic Olmus stuff. Like, dude, not even Olm doesn't have the Olmish armor. That's kind of shenanigans. The pikeman too. I mean, that's pretty good for a pikeman. Most pikemen in the late age have, I think, 14 armor. So this guy's got a little bit more armor, which is good. Castle Guard. I'm not a fan of the hammer weapon. I think it's okay. But 13 gold for 13 hit points is pretty good. No major flaws that I see. Not awful. Really good equipment, apparently. 1916. And comes with castle defense. I like the model. I don't know if I will make these, but I like them. They look cool. All right, and the Zemaiti Chewed Warrior can be recruited in capital and non-fort forests. Okay, so cap only, but also forest recruit. Yeah, dude, are you sure you fort the forests? Um, okay, so this guy is 20 gold. This is the guy. Okay, so the first thing I saw of this nation was this dude, and my first thought was, why is he 20 gold? So his protection is bad for the age. His MR is good. His morale is fine. His stats are good. He's cheap as shit. He's super duper cheap. He's stealthy. Yeah, these guys are really good. These guys are really good. I don't know. Okay, so hold on. Let me backtrack because I'm gonna end up playing. Like, if I end up having time today, I'm going to play against the AI. Against the AI, I cannot guarantee how good this guy is because he's squishy and killy. And the AI, you don't really want squishy and killy. Like, against the AI, I'm more likely to use something like this guy, right? But against players, and I can tell you this from experience because the last time I played early age Rus, they have something similar to this, right? Let me pull it up. Oh, crud. Let me pull it up. Okay, so the last time I played early age Rus, I was an absolute menace with these guys. Why are they more expensive? Let's start with that. This is already 25 gold. I was a menace with these guys because you would recruit, I don't know, 8 of these dudes, You'd recruit 8 of those dudes, and then you would recruit this guy. And then you would just send out, and it would be like 200 gold for this raiding party that can kill 6 to 10 PD. They cost more because they berserk. Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So these guys cost more because they berserk. Okay, that's fine why they cost 25. So it was menacing to use. They also have undisciplined. The other guys, the late age guys, don't. So I was a menace with these because each forest could afford to pump out 8 of these in a commander. So every forest I had was making a raiding party per turn. Which is crazy, right? So going back to the late age, now the only problem with again being the late age is people can probably afford to PD dump more than they could in the early age, and by doing so, they can probably eliminate a good amount of these little squads, regardless of this guy being really good. Once you get buffs up, he's probably still really good because just 2 attacks a square, decent damage. They're both slashing. I think in multiplayer, I think this is going to be the star of the show. I think. I could be wrong. Then we have skin shifters. Oh, are these also only capital only? Is everything here capital only? What the hell are these guys? Oh. Okay. You have so many group bark skin casters in Zemaitia? Yeah, if you recruit these guys, each one of these guys can do group like super group bark skin because they can also do Gaia for a gem. But also cookies. More importantly than group bark skin, this guy's a guaranteed Earth 2, so you can do group Stone Skin with these guys, or Earth Power into group Stone Skin, and that's just going to negate the magic resist, the cold resistance, right? Because the penalty for Stone Skin is cold resistance, so if you already have 5, you just kind of even it out. Whereas Bark Skin, 1, I think gives you less protection, and 2 gives you the fire weakness. I think you get Bark Skin a little bit earlier, so there is a window for it. But I guess it depends on the terrain. When you load into the game, if you have a lot of forest, maybe you're gonna go do bark skin with a bunch of these guys. But if you don't have forest, maybe you do stone skin with a bunch of these guys. 11 proc compared to 13. Um, on the early age Roost guy, yeah, but the early age Roost guy is gonna berserk, and this guy is not gonna berserk, so they have roughly the same. So let me see. So we have okay. Well, hold on. Let me process this again. So these 4 are capital only. This guy, you can recruit in non-forted forests. These guys are also forests, but it doesn't specifically say non-forest. So in a forest, you're going to recruit all of these guys, of which I'm sure you're useless. You're really cheap. 3 recruitment points. Undisciplined skirmisher. 9 gold. Siege chef. Okay, siege chef. Gotcha. Siege chef with an axe. 3 recruitment points. It's kind of crazy though. Okay. Okay, this guy's trying to pretend to be an actual infantry unit. He's not doing a good job. This guy, 10, 21, 9. So this is just heavy infantry. Stealthy heavy infantry with forced survival and more MR. Okay. This guy reminds me of like the Milesian guys for Ariu, where it's just literally independent heavy infantry, but with more MR and stealthy. This guy's not bad. Like on another nation, on Bogarus, this is probably really good. Okay, so those are forest. This is forest. These 3 are capital, and these guys are anywhere, any fort. Okay, I mean, this is a solid fort lineup. You have a heavy infantry, you have a pike, and you have a freaking arbalest. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let me catch up to you guys. The smiths aren't stealthy. Do I have shade mail paths? The smiths are not stealthy, but I want to say shade mail is glamour. Glamour Earth? Yeah. Okay, so yes, we do have shade mail paths. And then you do get the Mask of Face borrowing as well, which is cheaper than Shade Mail. Yeah, so you definitely have Shade Mail paths. You can stealthy them. No, Ballin. It's different now. Yeah, Dom 6 changed things. Gosh, I wish I could put the Dominion's music, but then they demonetize you so fast. So do you bark skin when stealth is important? Yeah. I guess because these guys stealth, these guys stealth, these guys stealth. Do these guys? Yeah, these guys stealth, stealth, stealth. Oh wow. So your whole army can just stealth out of nowhere. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So your whole army can stealth if you don't have a lot of these Olmish guys. Okay, so the skin shifters, one of them is any non-forest fort. This is only capital. This is only capital. These guys aren't skin shifters. Are you sure, Ballin? These guys? It says cap only. So let's see. So this is a dual wielding skin shifter. 25 gold is not bad. No resources, but really high recruitment points. Why? Because it's a dual wielding dude whose stats are awful, but has magic power. So in a magical province, this guy's probably really good. Because the magic's going to bump up its strength. So 2 attacks hitting at 13 for 20 if you're in Magic 3. That's really good. Notably, he has Mountain Survival. Stealthy, and then they have regeneration, so 2 hit points, and then I'm pretty sure they turn into a wolf. And then the wolf, if I remember correctly, the wolves have 3 attacks, which is good. Okay, then you got this guy. And I saw a picture of this guy too before joining in. And I thought these guys were crazy as well, because this is literally the same skin shifter that Vanarus gets, but they just happen to also have magic power. Like, it's kind of bullshit. So 40 gold, same exact price as the other guy. Less recruitment points than the dual wielder, but he has a big axe and he turns into a bear. The bear I know has 2 attacks for sure. Only 1 berserk, but they recuperate. They're stealthy. They have magic power, which is pretty friggin' solid. I used a lot of these guys as Vanarus. I don't remember if in that Vanarus game that everyone has videos about, I use them a lot, but they're pretty good. They're really, really good because I think they have like 30 hit points or something in bear form. Okay, so these 2 are cap only. Okay, and then the moose guy, we already talked about him. Okay, so the Moonwood, we get 2 nature, which is good. You can potentially cast Mother Oak on turn 25. That's not bad at all. I think in Dominions 5 I did that. As Late Age Man, who everyone was like, oh, what the hell do you do with these nature gems on Late Age Man? Well, I just took a pretender and I cast Mother Oak on turn 25, and that was a fun game. because their research was bullshit. Okay, so they have a lot of contention in the capital. Do they? Because this is 2 holy points. I guess we're just gonna have to see how it looks once we actually get into the game, right? We're just gonna have to see what happens when we get in there, right? And then this is just the fort, so you get an earth gem, a glamour, and a nature. Those are really good. Honestly, this honestly looks really freaking good as a nation. In the chats with what little I knew, just on screenshots, it looked like buff and go. I think this is buff protection and go, and then like you don't even need to buff your offense because of how hard these guys hit already, especially in magic power. The one thing I would say is fighting into drain, right? Because these guys have magic power. So if you fight into drain, that's gonna be awful. If you fight into drain, you can't use any of these guys because they're all magic power. You have to use these guys and these guys. So if you fight into like a drain nation that has a really good sacred, like you're kind of screwed. Well, no, you have the arbalists. I guess if you fight like Gath, if you fight Drain Gath and they have strong sacreds, you're kind of screwed. Who else takes Drain? Ulm takes Drain. Drain. Do they take Drain? They have a magic limit. No, okay. Ulm does not take Drain. Okay, never mind. Man takes Drain. But Man also kind of has a. This sacred will die to Arbalists, but also your Arbalist will die to Longbows. So I think Man could kick your ass. The summonable beings of Rus. Right. So let me quickly go and look at a different Rus. Oh, do I not have the mod? Hold on. Let me turn that mod on. And let me look at Rus. Okay, so they get all of these. But they actually have the nature to summon them. Micklin takes Drain for the Jag points. Yeah, Micklin definitely takes Drain. Yeah, Micklin would probably kill the shit out of you as this nation, unless you have some really good magic. Defensively, of course. Reese, you're asking how would they compare to the best boys of Endermania? We'll test it out. Okay, so these guys they'll be able to summon, and this is gonna bring them Belt Magic Duel Me Please, and some Air Magic, which is good. So they can get Holy Threes, which is good. Are they stealthy? They're not stealthy. They can get Seducers. These are useless. They can get Super Combatants, which is good. The Leshies, this doesn't look like the Super Combatant, but in a forest, a Leshie is like size 10 or some shit. And it's definitely a Super Combatant. I don't think they get Water Magic, but if they had Water Magic, they can summon these and be pretty solid in the water. They can get Death Magic here. Foul Vapors. They can get Firebirds, but they don't have Fire Astral, right? So it is what it is. These guys are really good patrollers, and I think you have the air paths to summon them. Bears are bears. Zemai. Zemai are really good. Can this nation use them? I don't think they can use them easily. One, because they want to cast Sparkskin and, Drakefire. And two, to use the Zemai effectively in the cold, you really need cold resistance. So you need water or fire magic to be able to negate the cold-bloodedness. Otherwise, they're going to do Drakefire like once or twice and fall asleep, So not ideal. They can't use these guys the way Vanarus can. No, Nicklin. Vanarus can use the maze super easily. I promise. These guys or these chicks, you just get the water 2 or fire 2, and you give them the resistance. You dragon master them. No, Nicklin. You dragon master them. You get like 4 of these per summon. It gets insane. They're really strong. If you haven't watched, I think Cookies, the False God, Distant Horizon, and Kidzen all have like their own views of this big game, this big multiplayer game, and in that one I use a lot of these. You can get like 1 of these per gem. It's insane. Anyways, I think that wraps up my quick view of Zemaitia. I kind of want to run them into a game or run some tests. Like I want to see how some of these units fare against Endermania, or how these mooses do things. Maybe I just do a game and pull Endermania out there. I don't know. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do, guys, and this is up to you. If you don't want me here, actually, how do I? I'm learning how to do things. Zemaitia very strong. Everyone says yes. Jesus. Let me do a poll. Play game versus AI. Test random stuff. Or read patch notes. I'll leave it up to you guys. AI. Random tests. Notes. And don't you dare, like, be in the middle. All right, so new poll for those watching on just kind of like what you want me to do next. I was going to go read the patch notes, but I feel like we've got some momentum going on playing this nation. So I'll let you guys vote, and we'll see. Okay, nobody wants me to read the patch notes because everyone saw the videos that everyone else did. So, okay. Um, so I looked again. I had looked at these guys earlier, and my first thought was Titan. Uh, Hold on, Zan. Will you ever post more multiplayer on YouTube? The scene for it on YouTube felt very destitute compared to what you'd first made. I don't think the scene is destitute right now. I think a lot of really good YouTubers have come in through Dominion 6, as a lot of the Dominions 5 YouTubers have stepped back. There's definitely a lot more content creators. Hmm, I've played a few games since the Makone game, which, by the way, I completely, and then on one of my streams, I realized talking to Darkside Cookies that I forgot to end the Makone series, so that's a mistake. I have those videos recorded, I just don't want to upload them randomly. Um, I have played a few multiplayer games over the last year, not many, like 3 or 4. And I don't think any of them were really good to upload. Like they weren't really upload worthy. Um, One of them is really, really good upload worthy. Yeah, that one I'll post up. But I think right now what's on my plate is I want to focus on recording the casted games. I have 2 games to cast. I have a game 1 game from the tournament to cast, then a game 2 one, and then I have my own tournament game, which is I thought my tournament game was super freaking spicy, and that was cool to watch. It's quite action packed. I took a really weird build on a nation I've never played before. Oopsie. Anyways, your first thought was a Titan. My first thought, Nicolin, is a Titan because I don't really need a heavy bless, and the bless I do need is to make these guys tankier, which is the bless that Titans want usually. Do I have any recommendation for multiplayer YouTubers? Yes, I'll type their names in chat. Um, God, these are the ones I know and mostly hang out with. Cookies, Distant Horizon, Kidson. So I know those are multiplayer Dominions YouTubers, and then the premier single player. Oh wait, hold on. There's this guy. It's Moo. It's Moo is super good at multiplayer, and then obviously like Lucid Tactics, but we all know Lucid Tactics. And then for single player, there's Babel Builder. Babel Builder has revolutionized the amount of like he probably has by far the most like hours streamed or recorded of Dominion 6 at this point. But its Moo is really nice. I like his voice, I like his editing. He's got some good stuff. It's very like chill. You can watch it at work, kind of chill. Um Anyways, let's hop in this because you guys want me to beat up the AI. And so my first thought was a Titan. And let me see. I actually made one earlier today. So I went with something like this because really I just wanted larger, but I feel like I want to play with the scales a little bit. So let's delete that and let's just go. Or no, I want to keep the Titan to review later. And for those out there who may be new to the channel, I really like using Titans. I think they're a very cool aspect of the game, even though Dominion or Illwinter is hell bent on nerfing them. And they're really hard to use and competitively. You probably should use an immobile, like a monolith or idol sorcery instead of a Titan. But I really like Titans, and so I will force them. I will use them until they're good. um, and so we had talked about these guys with larger, and I really like that idea because it bumps them up to map move 20. It gives them a bunch of hit points, gives them a lot of strength, because I'm assuming that they're going to get stats already from the magic power. And then that's going to help the research too, which doesn't look particularly impressive. Innate caster is so bonkers. Love seeing more Titans. Yeah, innate caster is broken as shit. Okay, so if I want to take larger, my only options on a Titan, or I can, I consider. Lately, I've been toying around with monsters as well as Titans, but um, I have to take either the Great Mother or the Keeper of the Bridge. There is a scale of difference between them, and I'd rather do the Keeper of the Bridge. Now, remember, we're going to go in and we're going to beat up the AI, so they might not look at my sacreds and be like, oh, let me target the 8 magic resistance on the moose. A player might. Larger also doesn't give you any additional resistances. And notably, and I want to point this out too, because this is a problem that like Pangea has as well with these paths. Nature, Glamour, Earth, you're gonna get air resistance or shock resistance, I should say, but it's gonna be very difficult for you to get fire resistance and cold resistance. So you want to be mindful of that. You already start with cold resistance, so that's good, but you don't have any water magic, so you might be vulnerable to what's the spell? Heat from Hell later, right? So probably take him dormant or imprisoned because the units are so good. I probably don't even need the Titan early, so I probably will take it imprisoned. Keeper gets that sweet, sweet magic phase. Well, more importantly than the sweet, sweet magic phase, getting Air 4 is going to let me do like Fog Warriors and other crazy shit later. So I want larger, and then I can do other stuff. So let's get my scales in. So I'll drop the temperature by 1. I want to focus on the skin shifters and this guy, but these guys don't use any resources, so I definitely need like high order. He has an order bonus? Bro, this guy's made for it. So we're gonna get this order bonus. We're gonna get the magic 3. We need that for sure. If I want to recruit anything outside of my cap, thoughts on C3? Oh, yeah, we could C3. We can C3 and use that to pay for like growth scales. We could do that. That makes sense. Let's get at least 5. If we go to 7, that costs me 50 points. We want an odd number of handles, so that way I can recruit a mage and then, even amounts of boosts. Scales are made up, they're just free points. um, I don't know how much production I actually want, because outside of the capital, I think I will need production, but outside of the capital, I have Smith. So, like, do I really care? I think I'll be fine, probably. Let's get a bigger bless. Nothing incarnate, because obviously if my dude's going to be incarnate, then I don't think they'll need more strength fighting against the AI. Maybe against nah, not even against players. I don't think they need strength because you have the act guys. And then shock resistance is like the one thing I can do already. What if I? What if I just pop out some enchanted blood? Right, that's gonna give me the magic resistance that you guys want, but then it's also gonna give some amount of regeneration. Um, okay, so you guys want me to get at least 1 point of prod, which means I can't do enchanted blood. Well, actually, no, I can. I can. I can do anything. How would this look? Stopping profuse bleeding would actually be pretty good too, since these guys have so much hit points. Like having them bleed would kind of suck. It works to get a moose commander and 2 moose. With 5 points, I would not. Hmm. I can go with 6 Dominion. If I do 6 Dominion, then I can do 2 moose, or I can technically do 3 mooses. Is there a plural for moose? Uh, I can't afford 7 without taking misfortune, and I don't want to take misfortune, guys. Don't do that on me. Don't do that to me. Moose is moose. Gotcha. Thank you. What about... Okay, these skin shifters have mountain survival. Um, why don't I take mountain survival? So that if I have a moose commander, they can also have mountain survival. And we can cross mountains. And then you know what? We're in the cold, so the mountains are crossings are being blocked off to us. That's going to give me actually pretty good movement. Do these guys have mountain survival? They do not. Do these guys have mountain survival? They do not. Okay. All right, all aboard. Let's figure this out. And then we'll call him Mies. Okay, so I have mod-wise, I have automatic divine blessing, I have nation overview, single player casting AI, informative search. Listen, you guys can have your opinions. I'm in love with informative search. Competitive wise, I don't know, but it is informative search is the shit for single player. Thematic gen because I'm a lazy person, and repop the dead. That's probably fine. Okay, so let's do a media map. Let's do few raw water provinces. We can do rivers, it doesn't matter. Because I'm gonna free shit anyways. Tell you more. I'll show you what I mean about informative search. Um, have you guys discovered like a world layout that's decent? Probably the small lakes, right? Or just YOLO standard random. Let's see what happens. Medium 15. All right. Let's do a YOLO standard random. That's my show. Late ages, and we're gonna do. We have 6 players. I guess if I want to finish the game at a reasonable time, I should probably do 6 players instead of 8. So we'll just leave it like that. We'll bump them up to mighty. We're gonna put them on standard so that I don't have a bunch of aggressive AI just kind of screwing me over. I will do Zemaitia. I want to test. I want Pangea to be in the game. I want Endermania to be in the game. Because I want to see how well these dudes do against like Grove Guard or Senatorial Guard. Maybe Utgard? No, I think the Utgard dudes will just get freaking butchered. I think a lot of the infantry of the age will just get butchered. Okay, so myself, Endermania, Pangea, random land nation so that we don't have to deal with relay, and we're off to the races. We have Mies, the plural for moose. Add Ulman Ru. Okay. Yeah, let's do Ulm and Roos will get butchered. Okay, so I am Zemaitia. We'll have Ulm, Pangea, Ogarus, and Germania. Okay. I mean, at this point, with just one more land nation, Atlantis. Atlantis, I think, is going to be a problem for this nation. Especially, like, I think Atlantis could also stomp the crap out of you once you get, once they get, what's the spell called? Stygian Reigns. Stygian Reigns, Atlantis will be a problem. I feel like, just kind of thinking about it, I feel like this nation is going to be very feast or famine. They don't have magic weapons, but they have high MR, so I think even Lemuria would get trashed. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be very feast or famine. Okay, so let's go with Meese, the plural of moose. My thrones are set for 8 players, so let's do. We'll move the special sites frequency to late age +10. And I think everything else is fine. Let's do it. And take a sip of water. And then it is now almost exactly an hour to the stream. Let me write that down so that I know that, hey, this is when I start the actual game. All right, so we have Meese, God of Zemaitia. The beginning there was chaos, and the wheel has turned. Okay, I wish I had swamp survival. um, Not a bad cap circle. I have a throne. Yeah, 3 forests. So that's good. I have to be mindful of where I put my forts. We don't have any mountain passes, so mountain survival was mostly crap. That's fine. Okay, so the starting army are these super pikes and these crossbows. And my bless is larger. How did these guys look with larger? Aha, 26 hit points. 54 hit points. Buddy. We in business. We in business with one dude. Okay, we're gonna get a commander because we're gonna profit this dude. Doesn't he need to be a prophet then? Let's not be silly. Jesus, look at their stats in Magic 3, dude. This is insane. Like, this is 25 gold. Remember, they have a second shape, too. This is kind of nutty. All right, just get me. Okay, there's my recruitment for turn 1. I can afford nothing. We'll profit this guy, and we'll name him. Who is number 1 chat person right now? There's a way to see this. We have Feather Daughter. I cannot copy paste. Oh, God. So you will be the first prophet. Prod was definitely a good idea. I mean, I have 80 resources left. I don't own anything in my cap circle. I have 80 resources left. Righto. But I guess, I'm not trying to make. Bro, really? Literally a monster boar in my capital on turn 1. That'll do it. Okay, I'm not running into barbarians. So let's see. That looks good. Militia light infantry archer, militia heavy infantry archer. 90 units. I have 40. I think I should be safe. Oh, you know what's the problem with this cap circle is I can't move. I can't reinforce the first army. Okay, but this should not have, like, really heavy casualties. In theory, it shouldn't. We're just attacking closest fire archers. Could the Knight Commander solo expand with a Bless? This guy? Yeah, if you give him probably Stygian Skin, Fire Shields, he can probably expand on his own. Maybe Enchanted Blood so that he doesn't accidentally bleed to death. Yeah, you can certainly expand fine on their own. That's a lot of barbarians. You guys said that these guys are what you used to kill barbarians? With javelins? It's turn 2. Let's not get paralyzed right now. Let's just make some dudes. We'll make some dudes and we'll worry about the barbarians in a second. Yeah, this is nothing. These are militia. Yeah, they're just gonna get chopped up. Oh, never mind. They will turn these guys into werebearers, so 45 hit points. Berserking, yeah. These will tear shit up. Jesus. In colored squares. Yeah. That's good. Bro, what are these indies? Why are there so many? How much gold do I have? I kinda want the human guy. Give me the human guy, because he's a good leader. This monster boar is gonna just be the end of me. Seriously, like monster boar turn 2 is kind of BS. I just realized Late Age Olm is vampires, which is fighting werewolves, and this is in the middle. Yeah. Werewolves for second squad, you can mass them faster. I think they mass at the same speed. Oh no, they cost less gold. Which, since I'm being menaced by a freaking boar, might be relevant. The thing with the werewolves is that they probably, since they have less hit points, even though they regenerate, are these guys the first chewed plus human faction with human skin shifters? Yeah, I mean, Midgard has the two-handed sword skin shifters that turn into werewolves. I think I like them better than the dual-wielding skin shifters because they give you the variety, right? Like, they hit, while in human form, they have the two-hander. Then if they take damage, this isn't looking good. Then if they take damage, they can turn into the werewolf and have, like, many attacks. Oh, pikes are dead. What is this Lost Priest doing up here? Okay, this was a lot bloodier than I was expecting. Okay, but we've got the bears. The good thing about the bears, too, is since they have recuperation, they're going to gather all these experience stars, and then they're just going to regenerate the wounds that... Honestly, this looked a lot worse than it really was. Yeah, this is not bad. So let's send 13 more. Stay behind troops. These Jaguar tribe are going to be annoying. The barbarians are going to be annoying. I think for that we need some moose. We need some moose action. I'm not going to bother with mages right now. Against the barbarians, everything outside the moose is going to suck. Maybe archers. Okay. Outside of the barbarians, the archers suck. And if I'm looking, these are like hammer barbarians. They're not even the sword barbarians. So you know what? Nah, screw it. Axes. Or not axes. Let's try the sword guys. If these were great swords. Okay, and the reason mages, yeah, we'll get the mages later, don't worry about it. The reason I'm going for sword guys over axe guys, they're cheaper. And if I'm fighting barbarians, I'm assuming all my hits are gonna land anyways. And since they're hammer barbarians, they're not gonna hit as hard. Slashing damage is what we're really worried about because the low protection means a lot of the slash damage is gonna go through and then it gets multiplied. So we don't want that. Are you already a bear, dude? Like, you just got here. They have 18 hit points. Why are they immediately turning into bears? Oh, this guy's bleeding. That's not good. That's not good. Shit. We have what? Larger. We don't have Undying, so we just got Enchanted Blood. Alright. Good luck, buddy. Okay. Don't die. We have another commander, so if Feather Daughter dies, it's not the end of the world, but I was kind of hoping to not have to recruit another commander. Exit points. Damn it. Yeah. If the Prophet was behind the Arbalists. If they were behind... Yeah, they have a short sword. If they were behind the Arbalists, he'd be fine. Well, good thing I have another commander. Ooh, hello there. Maybe I should. Okay, well, we're gonna grab some lizards. And you... Now I need another commander, so we'll get a moose. Gosh, you can just recruit so much. Okay, Boogers is to my south. Ah, moose. Yeah. Well, at least I'm getting all these forests early, and lizard shamans are going to be really good because I can do the body ethereal shenanigans. So I will definitely fort this. I figured that was just going to be a bloody mess right there. And then once you get to the back, it's like, yeah, you have body ethereal, but like, there's so many attacks going that way. That's pretty freaking good, dude. Like, these guys are supposed to hit as hard as barbarians, give or take. So the fact that I only lost one skin shifter. Boogers is expanding. That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. I'll definitely come back to this. Right, on my forests. So the commander... This is a roster. This is a roster if only I had gold. Okay. Unfortunately, I will need another commander in here. Moose. How many resources you are? You're 18. How many are you? 23. I can't afford you. You're 4. I can't afford you. Okay, so actually I want these hold them tap closest because I want to cast Blessing. How much encumbrance do you have? Jesus. Ah, crap. Nicolin, you like the roast? Dude, the Zemay is super good, but you just need to give it cold resistance. If you give the Zemay cold resistance, it's going to tear shit up. And you have to use Dragon Master. You can get Dragon Master through Glamour Magic, I believe, and then there's items. There's 2 items. And so with just the items, I think you summon 3 Zemay for each cast, and that's where it starts getting wild. And it's not hard to get the casters. Spellcasting encumbrance 10, even with combat casters, kind of insane. I'm gonna give him personal bark skin, but like, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot. I wish I had more gold to abuse the forest recruit stuff, but I don't. Because the moose are so freaking expensive. On the other hand, Firebirds, yes, but this nation can't get Firebirds. And Vanarus, which is the one I played a lot of Rus of, they can't do Firebirds either. Alright, so how silly are moose? We gonna learn today. Yeah, you see, they're not even trying to throw rocks. They're not even trying to throw rocks at the Moose Riders. They know better. These guys with 3 attacks, it's gonna tear shit up once they actually get there. Yeah, once they actually get into melee. Oh boy. 80s Zemaita was spooky though? Yeah. I really let that game go. I honestly was just kind of hitting end turn. Otherwise, that would have been quite the game. Cookies. Um, one, if I played it more seriously, and two, if I didn't forget Cataclysm was a thing. That was gonna be quite a freaking game. That was quick. Okay, pretty good so far. Let's deal with these barbarians. Same exact formation. I want these hold and attack closest. I want you to cast Blessing a few more times, actually, and just stay behind troops again. You can also stay behind troops. Like, super far. Oh, I don't particularly want them to be separate. But honestly, based on the combat speed, it didn't quite matter for them to be separate, and there's no range attacks that are gonna come my way. So it doesn't matter. Put them all together. Uh, Ulm is over here. Let's go into there to kind of secure a like choke point, I guess. Especially if I can get into high peaks. And they got more forest up here too. Do I want my first mages now? I think production. I don't know if we needed it. Do I want to start getting mages? Or do I want to start some forts first? Let's see what you guys got. You gave up on playing Dom multiplayer myself for reasons. Um, Nicklin, the purpose of joining multiplayer games is to have fun. So if your idea of having fun is Firebirds, then Apple. Grab the Titan that gives you fire gems and give her Astral. Bro, the 39 unrest in my capital because of this stupid boar. We gotta expand this way. Could have been making troops that way. We'll just do that for now. Let me get another commander. Ah, he eats the holy point. So let me get 2 of these commanders. So I don't have to worry about commanders again. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. I should have been doing this. Now we're talking. I should have been doing that from like a lot sooner. I should have been doing that a lot sooner instead of just spamming skin shifters. These moose are so massive, dude. Okay, I like that. You sneak the dude sneaks under the moose. It's just they're so big, I can not see what's behind them. Okay, that wasn't awful at all. We were worried about this. It's just 86 barbarians, man. What were we worried about? Have you tried sending in the Eiffel Pie of Anger yet, sir? Um, Not yet, GB, but Sylvaeus would be proud. I'm representing the mooses, or the meese, the moose of O Canada. And YouTube sent me a message today that they're going to be officially supporting cross chat or whatever it's called. So I might be on Twitch again at some point. I'm just too I feel like I'm too inactive to properly be on a second service like that. Let me get a scout. I don't want to ping this throne because it looks kind of weak. So, High Peaks and Bandage Hills are both good little chip points to have. Let me plan my forts here because I want to fort here in Flat Blades. Um, but I need to make sure. Okay, if I put a fort here, I lose this forest. If I put a fort here, I lose this forest. That's gonna be annoying. Um, I just gotta be mindful of where the fort around this one goes, and then maybe I can grab all of these forests down here. Oh shoot! I completely forgot I have these. I have the score graphs on. Well, I mean, we're already here. You know, might as well look at them. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good, I think. Ulm, I think is struggling. Ulm is struggling. Yikes. Okay. Okay, Ulm is struggling, but they have the second biggest army. You have primitive forts, you might be good. I have primitive forts, but the capital is a citadel. So I don't think that that's gonna work out that way. Let's start getting mages. Now that if you guys are sacred, I do kind of need a sacred mage at some point. But... And then I just kind of want alteration 5 and conjuration 3. So I want conjuration 3 because I want to do summon earth power, and I want alteration 5 so that I can do group stone skin. On the way to alteration, I can potentially do group bark skin with my... It's like a cool defensive line right there. The battle moose. So on the way to group stone skin, I have the option of doing bark skin as well. These guys are totally not all blessed. So I'll definitely have to make this guy a profit at some other point. Who is the second top fan? Feather Daughter has been replaced by Darkside Cookies and Nickelin Rucker. And I swear, I don't think these guys have even... Okay, I was going to say that they haven't taken a point of damage, but okay, maybe this guy got hit a little bit. How does this guy look in... how many magic scales do we have? Oh, we don't have any magic scales. Okay. Oh, poor Olm. Okay, here's Pangea. So Bogaru's Pangea. So I wonder if like Atlantis is over here. 8 of these is not going to be an attack party. This can already take provinces, so I need to get moving. Attack cavalry. Hold an attack closest, stay behind troops. Do that, and we might as well include these guys. Hold attack rear, stay behind troops. And we'll probably be fine. I can't... I don't have Dark Vision on my dudes, so I don't necessarily want to go underground. I don't necessarily want to keep expanding down this way, though. That's going to be some ugly borders, and might put me at war with Bogarus. The moose will wade, so you can back deploy them. No, I want the moose to be in the front, because I want them to eat the lance charge. It's important for me to eat that lance charge. Because the lance charge on... Like, if a lance charge hits this moose, it's not going to do shit. But if it hits a skin shifter, it's going to kill them. Can I start recruiting these guys already? Oh, that takes off the moose. I like the axe guys better, even if they're more expensive. You are on retreat, so 1, 2... Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, like imagine you're this heavy cavalry and you do your big powerful lance charge and you just hit the moose for like 8 damage and then it literally doesn't even care. There's no moose sounds. They're just quiet. You got screaming elephants. What sound do moose make? Why are they so huge? Are they really that big? I've never, I'm a little, I'm Florida man. I haven't even seen snow. Are moose that large? Bellowing. Oh shit! There's a whole ass fight going on back here. The sprite looks bigger than elephants. Yeah. Moose can knock cars over. Holy shit. That's terrifying. Oh, no wonder. They're not elephant big, but yeah. No wonder they have fucking 18 to 21 strength in this game. Alright, fair enough. Alright, that was hilarious. Look at these, look, 6 of these guys, 23 kills against knights. And like, I don't even have a bless, dude. Like, this is not a real bless. 6 feet at the shoulder, Jesus. That is taller than me. And these are special larger moose. Yeah, so these are special magically bred war moose that then also have been blessed by their living divinity to be larger on top of that and just step on you. I still think Illwinter. These are like 8 feet at the shoulder. Yeah. I still think Illwinter should make it so that when a knight in this game does a lance charge, or a mounted unit in this game does a lance charge, it should trample the square. Like the first square that you use the lance on, I think that would be pretty cool. Like that would give some weight to the lance charge. But only if they've moved, because I don't want it to do like a horse tribe just kind of sit there and shoot arrows at you and then lance charge you anyways. I think that's kind of shenanigans. But I feel like if the knight has moved, let's say they've exhausted some amount of their combat speed that round, I feel like it'd be cool if they trampled the first square that they hit. This just looks like a bunch of garbage. Protected by a bunch of garbage. We're gonna moose that shit over. Do it. I kind of want to start my fort this turn. Let me do that. Then moose. Guys, I have so many. Why did I take production again? I mean, this is an exceptional spawn. Like, this is all mountain and forest, so never mind. But why did I take production? Look at freaking Ulm. I'm just Ulm First War. What do they give me? Glamour, Astral, Death. Want to find out what's here. So Ulm First War, yeah. I was gonna do Bulgarus because it's Bulgarus. Why wouldn't you? But Ulm's struggling. So I think Ulm First War. Especially because I'm gonna have to do massive PD dumps all along my border soon. Let's see, Cybertron, you're saying my expansion, these troops are exceptional. Okay, so I think my expansion is actually kind of, what turn am I on? I'm on turn 11, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 provinces might be on the lower end of expansion, but considering I also have an imprisoned type, I'm essentially a scales build. Yeah, these trooper monsters. They're just really gold. Okay, actually, hold on. Let's backtrack a second. I have had a monster boar in my capital since turn 2. And the only reason I haven't expanded more is because I don't have enough gold. So you know what? Yeah. I think my expansion I definitely could be larger because I would have had bigger armies and so on and so forth. Um yeah, I think I could have had a much larger expansion with these skin shifters. The crazy thing about expanding with these skin shifters, I think too, is they have recuperation. So usually, your expansion party has a lot of experience stars, but they're all wounded from random BS. From fighting like 80 militia on their own. These guys will not have wounds because recuperation is shenanigans. But having the monster boar on my capital that early is kind of crap. I think I'm going to do Ulm First War because he's just kind of there. Oh, shit. I forgot to watch the battle. Sorry. Does the nation have bonkers expansion? Yes. Yes. This is. I quite literally. I don't think I've broken a sweat. I don't think I've broken a sweat. This is turn 12 now, I think, and I'm taking a throne province because what are you guys going to do about it? I don't have a bless. I have larger and enchanted blood. The moose stack could be 3 parties. Oh, this stack, this could definitely be 2 to 3 parties right here. But I was taking a throne. This could definitely be 2 to 3 parties, easily. Oh no, a fire elemental. What will I do? Oh, it's gone. He put himself to sleep summoning a fire elemental. Alright, buddy. Alright, we lost 3 dudes. Taking a throne on turn 11, taking a throne. We lost 3 dudes. This is definitely a nation. Yeah, I could probably split this in half if I had the commanders. So I'm going to leave this guy here because he needs to start a fort. He needs to start that fort. Let's try it out. For the sake of testing, if I break this in half, can this expand? Send him in there. And let me get another commander. This is an expansion party. Bring these in. I hope we see heroes. Well, I'm going to get some fortune now, so I can definitely do heroes. And if I get a lot of water income, I can totally cast Celestial Rainbow later. I think by the time we get to the stage in the game of casting Celestial Rainbow, this game will have ended a long time ago. Not even blessing the moose. Well, I mean the main bless is larger. It just bumps up their strength to make them so killing, but they don't even need the enchanted blood. Like they're not taking damage. They just have so much hit points and so much armor. The weakness for them for this nation is literally going to be something like Heat Aura and Drain. Because it's going to be really, like, fire is going to do wonders against this nation. But then if someone comes up with fire-resistant moose... I mean, that's just the Dominion's thing, right? Oh yeah, fire is going to be super effective until somebody comes in and says fire resistance. And one thing, guys, keep in mind, if you haven't played, like, look at this, all these wounds don't mean jack shit. They're all going to go away. Keep in mind, guys, if you guys haven't played Vanarus, I haven't seen Vanarus players really using these skin shifters. They like the armored berserker guys better. For the purposes of like expansion, the skin shifters that Vanarus gets are kind of the same shit as this, because like the magic power on average is going to be, you know, nothing when you're fighting indies. Hello there. Yeah. Are you sacred? You're not. You can build a fort later. Yeah, you can do this. Oh, I can't have him retreat. Okay, so that was pretty solid. I don't think I'll do that much heavy cab with him. Let's grab this. Okay, I'm gonna bump the PD up here to some stupid amount because I don't want to lose these to random attacks. I kind of need a second mage. So much gold. Okay. This one, this attack closest. Stay behind troops. We'll actually give him a bodyguard. I think that's fine. Where are we? Turn 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so on turn 12, with full scales, we have 18 provinces, and I'm not, I think as Cookies pointed out, I'm not really being efficient at all. I'm just kind of throwing troops at things and seeing what happens, because, you know, I'm trying to keep the pace going on stream, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I think I had really hard indies, I think, but it didn't matter because of how good these troops were. My spawn is godlike, and but I also had a monster boar on my capital on turn 2. That is honestly, it's still there. I haven't patrolled it out, so it's my first time playing the nation. I think their expansion is bonkers. I think I will go out and say yes. The expansion is complete easy mode. Because I think the factors that are in my favor get kind of counteracted by the fact I had this stupid monster boar on my capital that still has not been patrolled out, which is, you know, some level of bullshit. So now imagine if someone was actually in a multiplayer game and, you know, min-maxing the forest recruits with the commanders, with the movement, with not using a titan. I think things would be very different. Yeah. We'll see. That just makes the expansion appear even more ridiculous. Yeah, I think so, my friend. Oh, demons have possessed the swine, of course. Um, honestly, you know what I do have to say about this nation? What I think would be really good about it, because I think there was what was it? Exasperated cultist. Was talking about this, and I've wanted to do this for a while for like a tutorial. I think this looks like a very, very, very good nation for a beginner. Like, you can't mess this up, right? Hey, what are the 2 spells you're going to cast? You're going to cast Stone Skin and Bark Skin. And you're going to put it on these werebears, werewolves, and moose riders. Sounds cool as hell to a new player. Super easy, and somehow also just super effective. They might get mixed up a little bit on the whole things of like forest recruit. But other than that, this does seem like a good nation for beginners to play. Maybe. I think the forest recruitment might trip them up a little bit, but I think for the most part, that's still fine. I like how the crossbows and the ranged units just completely ignore the moose. They're like, it's not gonna freaking work. Oh, that looks bad over here. Oh, we routed them before dying. That's good. how clear-cut the non-cap troops are. Um, well, I wish I could tell you. Foreign rec is a dimension that should be easily understood. I mean, yeah, you can think of it as kind of like levying auxiliaries and such like that. I'm bumping up the PD because this is what that expansion party is dead. I'm bumping up the PD because that was what Darkside Cookies instructed me to do to have smoother games against the AI. What if I just take this and put up? We're going for Ulm first. So, and then I just kind of hope that Bogarus leaves me alone. We have a Palisade. We have a Palisade. Let's get this guy out there and this guy. Hold on. You still think that giant nations are the most noob friendly? That's also true. I think giant nations are the most noob friendly because your troops just don't die. But I don't know. Like I don't like playing giant nations, but I'm weird, right? I'm quite weird. So here we have a weremoose. But I guess no, he just turned into a normal moose. He's not a weremoose. That's kind of disappointing, but also that move 26 is kind of okay. Your first AI game you did fine, then the elves killed me, then I thought elves were OP. Everyone thinks elves are OP. Elves are OP. Fuck elves. Does he have the same paths? 1 1 2 2 1. 1 1 2 2 1. Wow. Spellcasting encumbrance 5. Technically, this guy's a better mage as a moose than he is as a human. Technically. Just saying. Oh man. That's beautiful. And he's dealt. Oh my lord. Oh, there's Endermania. Casual. Yeah, no, casual 54 hit points. You were a silly child who had no idea how to execute amphibious assaults. There's a lot of really good adults that don't know how to do amphibious assaults. The sea lion. That's a good example. I'm kidding. Naval crap is hard to wrap heads around. So you're saying you're worried about like cap only stuff. Okay, but like, let's say you don't do the moose. You just like, how many of that is that? 1, 2? You can get 15 of these guys a turn. That's pretty freaking crazy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bam. Solid as hell. Like, okay, that is terrifying cap recruitment. That move shape should have a barding slot. Honestly. What would be really cool with these guys is setting them up. Like, and it can't trample. That's the one thing. I feel like this thing should trample based on its size and based on you guys telling me it can flip over a car. If not going moose, you can go sloth. Yeah. Uh, the problem with not with going sloth is if you go sloth and you don't get any forests, you're gonna get screwed over because these 3 troops here are your like regular fort recruits. And they're really resource intensive. You can eventually build it up with your mage smiths, but like, you know, I wouldn't. I don't think I would go sloth. I think prod 0 would probably be a minimum. Maybe. Yeah. I don't think I would go sloth. I don't think that's a great idea. I think that's dangerous. Let me get some more commanders. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you really want production, or at least you just don't want sloth, because having the option. So okay, because if you go sloth, you're forcing yourself. You can only really use these skin shifters. If you have resources, you have the option of bringing in crossbows and heavy cavalry, which sometimes that's the solution to your problem, right? Um, if there is a problem, I don't know what it is yet, but if there is a problem that these guys can't solve, um, and you have sloth, you're kind of screwed. um, non-trivially, almost infantry and arbalists are gold cheap. Yes, no, they're quite good. Ah, sucks to suck, buddy. Get him. Oh, he got out. Unfortunate. I'm assuming I won everything else. Okay, these moose are just insane. Arbs are shockingly good. Yeah, I think people focus too much on the fact that they do friendly fire, and so they don't make them. But like, who cares? Hmm. High glamour with a lot of glamour gems. I feel like they can spam the ghost army, and ghost army might be a problem. Ghost army might be a problem for the skin shifters. Otherwise, this looks like another easy throne to take. Oh, that's why Ulm is having a hard time. They're recruiting villains. That's why Ulm is struggling to expand. uh, Dumbasses. Oh my god, what is this map move? Oh, that's just beautiful. What do I do now? I have no moose in that army. Mm-mm. Um, if I sit on Ulm's fort, it's kind of over. Whereas Bogarus, I can sit around and do nothing, and it's kind of over. How many thrones do I need to win? Um, all right, guys, we have a problem. I could technically win the game and not even have used magic. Like if I gun for thrones right now, I can technically just go win. It's like turn 14. I just do it. Okay. I mean, sure. I mean, it's 9 o'clock, so why not? Bogarus declares war. Okay. Oh, Black Templars. Ooh, maybe they have a bless, and then we're in trouble. Okay. Hey, Darkside Cookies, are you still here? Are you still watching? This is what the informative site search does. So it'll tell you this, and then this is through an event. So I can also come back here and show it. Um, I wonder if a Glamour 3 site is the one that has the like the Citadel. See, if this was a multiplayer game, I'd go double check that. Kind of wish I hadn't lost this army. Oh, buddy. Give me the Eternal Knights right now. If I get the Eternal Knights, I don't care what's in this throne, I can take it. Don't even care what's there. Doesn't matter. Is that a message from the mod, Robsia? Yeah. This is from the mod Informative Site Searching. I have recently fallen in love with it. This thing is amazing. It's quite freaking good. Okay. Let's take this back and move about. We're gonna send this army up. Can I even cast any good spells right now? Not really. You think the mod is kind of complicated? Oh, how it's coded to do that is probably super complex. That part I don't know. But it does pop out the event, which is super clutch. So this is the throne in the south that I hopefully have the Eternal Knights for. This is going to be another joke. Oh, look at this. A holy site in Flatblade. Only... Oh, there's Atlantis. Oh, no. This guy should not be getting that. He might just die because of this other mod. Well, events happen at the end of the turn, so I should be okay. I'm going to have to tell... I think it's Sombra to not put this on mercenaries. Because I paid a pretty penny for this, so this is kind of nonsense. I hope he doesn't die. Yeah, Boogers is going to be annoying. Oh, gosh. Because I don't have the right commander. I just need to bump up the BD so I don't just start losing land to freaking AI. Head back for now. I'm not going to site search at all if I'm going to win the game soon. Honestly. No, now because they sold themselves to me, Jesus. This is worth, like, if you just get these guys for, like, your first war, like, that's crazy that they're available this early. I wonder if that's a bug that these guys are available this... Because, like, this will win you a war. Like, if you have a really good bless and you just get 5-star Eternal Knights with armor-piercing flambeaux. Look at this. Yoink. Like, if these guys were available this early, like, this is insane. In a multiplayer game, I'll be pretty tilted. Yeah, you can crossbow them down, but complete nonsense. Oh, okay, the guy didn't die. Bump up that PD. I lost almost nothing, but I have almost nothing over here. So I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send these troops over there. You guys can only move one province anyways. And I will have 96. Yeah, it's enough supply. Send us north or south. It's not gonna make it in time for the north. So let me just make sure that I secure the south more. Mercs should be strong. They're professionals. Okay, mercenaries should be strong. Yes, but Eternal Knights are bullshit. It's the fact that they have armor piercing damage. Um, it's that they have armor piercing damage. See, this is from a mod. Um, it's that they have the armor piercing attack on a slashing weapon. That's magical. That gives it a lot of stats. Gives the unit a lot of stats. Does a lot of damage, and the unit has 5 stars, and it's saved, and it regenerates, and it has resistances. That will win you your first war. It's crazy. I mean, it just won me this game. Shit. I still think I would have been able to beat this throne regardless, but okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop all this here. This guy's gonna skedaddle up north. He is not gonna pick anything up. Do I risk that? I don't know if this wins. I can't claim it for a few turns anyway, so I might as well wait, right? Flying Shards is not magical. My worry is Mercs wouldn't war. I don't know, man. It's just like this kind of game. Like, would you really want to spend like 2 weeks preparing, like doing expansion, preparing a multiplayer game, and then all of a sudden you just die because mercenaries? Because mercenary, lol. I don't know how I would feel about that. What's my research at? Can I get fire elementals? Can I get anything that would stop that stuff? Not really. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'll need spells. I need this guy to get up here. Trying to see what I can do with my mages. Here's what it is. Okay. Sorry, kind of thinking there. Yeah, I feel like the macemen or the spearmen, that they're just kind of Average. Above average, right? Merc contract guys, they'll fuck your shit up. Get that soul contract. Get these troops in there. Okay. Drop these off. Add back. Oops. So I'm kind of letting my borders crumble a little bit just because obviously I'm gunning for the throne win. So apologize if I'm a little quiet on that. Wolves have been heard howling at the moon over there. That's totally fine. Black Peaks, the forest is wild. That's fine. What's the bless on these Black Templars? What did the AI go with? Nothing important on Pangea. Nothing important on Ulm, honestly. Oh, that's fucked. Charge bodies on Bogarus. I love it. Literally nobody here has a bless except Bogarus. What a game. What a game. Alright, so the next turn I'll move up here. Hey, where's my devil? I should have a devil. Hmm. Bring him out. Bring him out. And then we're good to go. We chillin'. Don't need anything else in there. Stack that up, stack that up. We'll do a proper formation in a second. Build a lab, but I don't have any money. Okay. Doesn't summon if he's stealth? Oh, that's... I did not know that. Oh yeah, look at that. My path of ascension has been foreseen. Losing some PD, losing some PD, not a big deal. Okay, you need to make sure that you stay behind everybody, though. I'm actually going to assign him some bodyguards. Because if he dies, then it's going to be a hot minute before my pretender shows up. And I'm able to... There you go. Okay, I don't even know what I'm going to be casting here. There's honestly not much with the level of magic I have. Literally nothing. Hmm. Okay. Alright, so these guys are obviously going to be in Hold and Fire. I might actually make them into 2 squads. Okay, so now Cookies had recommended earlier that I can put these guys in the back because they will wade through dudes, which is fine. And these handful of Tridents that I recruited, I'm actually going to put them on bodyguard duty because they're going to be kind of flimsy compared to everything else I've got. Okay, and now we should be okay here. Like down here, we should be fine. Summon some animals. Casual Astral 3 on this nation. Chill them. And let's make sure I send this guy in there. Everybody needs to go in there. Don't want to make that mistake. Everyone needs to go in there, including our Codman. Doesn't summon if he's stealth. Yeah. A capital citadel is Baratos? God damn. Alright, so let's see. This should be the battle. And so my concern on this one was that these gals would like spam the illusionary army spell and then maybe do ephemeral blasts on me, but honestly, a lot of my units have such high magic resistance that I don't think it matters. Oh, destruction, breaking down their armor. Oh, that's pretty clever. It actually worked pretty good. Look at that. Drop their protection by 4. That's actually super solid. And especially on like the cavalry, on horses that rely on their protection. Yeah, that's super solid. Okay, they summoned a phantasmal beast, but I have... Oh, I had a devil back there, and the devil technically has a magic attack. Alright, let's see if I die to illusions or not. Because the illusory attacks, the false damage should go through any regeneration, but also the bears just have so much hit points that it's going to be tough. Now, the crossbowman standing right there, though, that's going to be scary. That's what's going to be scary. No, dude, I don't need you casting Bewitching Lights. I need you casting magical spells. Nothing is happening. I feel like I am chipping away through the illusions. I need my, like, fire mage to come up. He's casting Swarm, I think. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Oh, we've lost... I think the first moose has died. Now, those are the ephemeral blasts, but I think I have so much hit points. And now that I'm through to the crossbows, that threat should end real fast. Shockwave could be dangerous, but we just face tank it. There you go. So I lost not much. 1 mount. We will rebuild. We will rebuild. Okay, so now everyone knows that if Zemaitia is in your multiplayer game, they could potentially win the game by turn 22. By accident. By complete accident. Granted, turn 22, I only need 3 thrones to win. Usually Zemaitia would need a little bit more. Usually you would need a little bit more. Usually you need a little bit more thrones. I only did that because, you know, multiplayer settings, it's a weeknight, so on and so forth. I would say if the player was trying to win with an early throne rush as Zemaitia, I think they could do it, even if they had more thrones. The part I think that would be difficult for them would probably be claiming the thrones. Or if you're doing like a map nuke and you need 6 thrones to win, they would have to stealth past the player or completely crush a player and just kind of like hem them in their capital. And I could kind of see them doing that very easily. Like if this was an actual multiplayer game, I could probably have bum rushed Bugaroos. And if they don't have like a big scary monster that can survive the skin shifters, which is a big ask, by the way. Surviving skin shifters is a very big ask. You're a firepower away from Rings of the False Prophet. Yeah, but the Rings of the False Prophet are construction 7. And I'm talking about the case where like the nation wins really early. Like I've seen the earliest I've seen a win, I've seen a Calum in the early age win on turn 31. With 6 thrones required to win. I think I want to say that I think this nation could probably win a multiplayer game by turn 31. Especially if they take an obfuscate less. If they take an obfuscate less and you have stealthy moose, 100%. I think you take Astral and you get the Roos H3 summon. Yeah, you can summon H. Can I see all the spells? All right, what am I doing? It's over here. I think it's the Alkanost. So Astral 2 gives you a Holy 3. Yeah. So you need Astral 2. Okay, so if this was the multiplayer game and I suddenly got this idiot for free via event, suddenly I have Holy 3s, then yes, I could run rush the shit out of this game. Because I got this idiot through an event. Or also what you can do, to find Lizard Shamans, you pay 30 Astral Pearls and you'll make this guy an Astral 2. And then that will also summon your Alkanosts. How are you going to get 30 Astral Pearls? Well, if you're throne rushing that early and you don't have magic, kind of like I don't have magic, you alchemize. Or if you took S2 on your Pretender, yes, because I don't think people are going to magic duel you on turn, like sub turn 30. So yeah. Yeah, those are all ways you can do it. I'll see if I take this into a multiplayer game. They seem really easy and just absurdly strong. Like really, really strong. That was probably the lowest effort I've ever played against mighty AI and still won. And the only reason I lost all this territory is because obviously I'm throne rushing instead of killing people, which is weird. When I play Dominions, I go to kill people. I don't try to go for thrones, which is probably why I lose so many games. All right, well, I guess I'll end this part of the stream here, but I'll have some closing words for you guys, which is for those still watching, I am doing my best to continue recording. I have a huge backlog, so I'm doing my best to continue recording things, and I don't want to release anything until the series that it belongs to is completely done. And so right now I'm recording a casted game from the first round of the tournament. And as soon as I've completed recording the entirety of that casted game and made all the thumbnails, that's something I have to keep reminding myself, I'll schedule all the uploads. And I'll do them, like every 3 days or something, so that I can stretch it out so you get, it's consistent. Makone is done. Yes, Makone is done. I think there's 2 uploads for Makone, but I remember not being happy with one of them, so I might have to revisit it. Makone is done. I don't have the thumbnails for Makone. So I have to finish Makone. And I have to finish the round 1 of the tournament that's a casted game, and all the thumbnails. And then once that's done, I'll release all of that. Probably every 3 days, upload something. And then I'll start on the round 2 cast that everyone else is doing, especially with YouTuber Bingo. I'm pretty excited for that. And then once that is done, once that's completely done, I'll release that, and then after that, I'll record my round 1 of the Lucid tournament match. And sporadically, I may or may not continue trying to stream because I like talking to you guys. I think it's kind of fun. I like playing. I've really enjoyed playing against the AI a lot lately, but it is definitely 10 times funner on stream than off stream, by far, by far. So, anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night. I will see you guys around.